As I just mentioned, there does seem to be something more nefarious going on here. Like they want you to lock yourself down almost. After more than 2 years of a lot of people largely staying home due to the pandemic, most Americans were ready to hit the road. But according to a new report by Morning Consult, the inflation and record-breaking gas prices are more responsible for keeping folks from their vacations this summer than COVID. Here now is Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor, author of Defeating Big Government Socialism. Newt, it's American as apple pie, the idea of hopping in your car and just taking a summer road trip, whether you're single or whether you're married, you have kids. That's part of the American experience. That's being deteriorated right now.
Sure. I mean, look, every aspect of American life is being deteriorated right now. One lady was reported from Washington, Pennsylvania, saying she has to go to 4 or 5 stores to find baby formula, and she can't afford the gasoline to go to 4 or 5 stores. So these become compounding disasters. You have a rising crime rate. You have nutcake left-wing DAs who won't keep people locked up. So the cities become worse. You have an administration, and I think the earlier conversation was exactly right. The big difference was not personality. Bill Clinton made a decision in the fall of 1995 that in order to get reelected, he would sell out the left, move to the center, sign welfare reform, sign a balanced budget, do whatever it took, because he understood if he didn't change his policies, words weren't going to work. These people can't change who they are, and they're in the middle of a disaster. It's going to get worse at every level. The governor of Pennsylvania just signed an executive order that will punish Western Pennsylvania for producing natural gas. This is at a time, by the way, when the Marcellus Shale has 400 years' supply sitting right there in Pennsylvania. But the governor can't get out of it because his left would rather punish Pennsylvanians in the name of their ideology. And I think you're going to see this across the board. I don't think they can change. And I think if they try to change, their party will have a civil war.
And apparently, Newt, this is all extremely hilarious to Joe Biden. Watch this.
When are gas prices going to start coming down? Record high today.
We're in a situation where, because of a war in Ukraine, gas prices and food prices are extremely high. The idea we're going to be able to, click a switch, bring down the cost of gasoline is not likely in the near term, nor is it with regard to food.
That's a winning message for the midterms, isn't it, Newt? This morning in America,
yeah,
M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G.
That's right. Look, this is a left-wing Jimmy Carter. I mean, Carter was incompetent, but he was sort of rational. Biden is incompetent, and he's committed to a set of values that are wrong. My guess is he's deep down, he likes higher gasoline prices. It drives people towards some kind of new approach. He doesn't care about the price of food. Why are you eating beef anyway? You could be a vegan. Everything would be less expensive. Or you could have a victory garden at home. He cares more about taking care of illegal immigrants than he does about taking care of Americans. And the result is the federal government was competing for baby formula to take care of illegal immigrants against Americans who couldn't find the baby formula. So you go down this list, and it's not a problem of performance. It's a problem of core big government socialist values that are antithetical to the American future and to the average American. It's a genuine crisis of the system.
Newt, I've said this before, and I would love your take on this. To me, it seems the only way the Democrat Party might re-examine its priorities now, its values right now, is like a 1984-style wipeout in 2024, and a really significant wipeout in the midterms. It might not even midterms might not be enough. It would have to be a cataclysmic defeat for them in 2024, where New England states go, maybe we get some Rocky Mountain states for the next presidential election. Your thoughts on that?
No, I think that's exactly right. We are really in the fourth great wave. Reagan in '80 was the first. We were the second in 1994. In 2010, in the House, the results were actually bigger than in '94. John Boehner's team got 64 seats. We got 53. This is the fourth big wave in this direction. And again, what happens is the Democrats go off the rails. The truth is that Obama was as anti-petroleum, as anti-gasoline and diesel fuel and heating oil as Biden is. And it led to a rebellion because people understood it. And I think what you're faced with now, the only hope for the American future to return to sanity is a huge Republican victory this fall, followed by a Republican Party behaving like a genuine reform party, as we did, and then followed by a presidential election, which is cataclysmic for the Democrats.
Hit the
At
ground
that point, although remember, it took the Republicans from 1932 into the 1950s to finally come to grips with the reality of FDR. It could easily take an entire generation for the Democrats to figure out they can't be this crazy and expect to ever win again.
Newt, great to see you. Thanks so much.